where you think they'll be starting.
I'm just gonna quickly refresh. Okay. All right. Looks like both people are gonna be starting off with the. I actually don't want to call it standard route anymore because at this point there are so many different starting routes that people take. It's hard to call something a standard route, really.
Yeah, with the change to open mode this tournament, the starting routes of the runners have really diverged a lot. With standard mode, you're kind of forced into doing the same thing every time when you start out. And with this, it's a lot more open.
I mean, this is actually what I love about open mode is just the fact that so many different choices can all lead to a good result. It definitely makes for more interesting races. Chrouya actually getting a bomb drop. That is not unimportant. Always good to have an early bomb there.
Yeah, bombs really a super important item, and especially in open mode where you start without a sword and you probably, or you might not get one for a long time. Bombs might be your only weapons for quite a while. And I'm just gonna quickly answer Articade and chat here. This is a Link to the Past randomizer, and it is also the randomizer in open mode, which is completely different from what you're used to. Zelda is already rescued, as you can see, and as you already said, there is no rain going on anymore. Zelda is already at the sanctuary. The uncle still gives you an item, but it's randomized as well. So the choices in open mode for the beginning can be very different, and you might be without a sword for quite a while.
Okay, so no anxiety here in the Lumberjack Cave. It does not mean that Aghanim is not required, but it's always good to know that that cave is out of the question.
Yeah, and with just a red rupee, that's not going to be interesting to anyone.
Okay, so I wonder, Hippo's definitely gonna do with the backwards route in Kakariko probably, since he does not have any bombs. He forgot to kill an enemy, so he does not get anything out of the tree pull.
Yeah, just a puff of smoke.
But yeah, he does have enough money to buy some bombs, so I think he's gonna go down below and then go back up to Kakariko so that he can get all the bombs. Yeah, that was looking like. Chrouya, on the other hand, does have one bomb, so he could try to go into the well and see. Yeah, that's probably what he's gonna do. Go into Blind's hut and see if he can catch some bombs on the way.
Okay, I think that's interesting. I personally, even though it costs a little bit of time, I personally probably would have gone down to that little bombable hut and get the 4 bombs in there and use my 1 bomb to open that.
Let's see if it pays off. If he gets some bombs here somewhere. Ooh, Moon Pearl. That's all. Not too bad.
Oh, and an early bottle. That's also nice. That means you can finish off Kakariko completely, pretty much.
Yeah, that's also good if you go from top to bottom. Now it's gonna be interesting to see if he actually goes down the well or if he decides to just first of all buy some bombs. Okay, it looks like he decides to go down the well and pray for some bombs, so bless RNG for him.
Yeah, gonna take the risk, maybe finding some more money so he can do both the bottle vendor and bombs.
Ooh, a sword is pretty nice.
Okay, they got their first sword here.
No bombs, so let's see what item he actually skipped here. Oh man! Oh, God. Okay, I mean, I will assume that he will go back immediately to that, but that is going to hurt if he does. Actually, he needs some money right now. I'm not even sure if there was money down there. We will see the sick hit now, but
I guess he's hoping he finds a 20 somewhere, and his chances are pretty good. Oh, there's Ether, okay.
I wonder if Hippo actually goes back for the sick kid right away. I mean, Ether is not that important right now, but
I think he will when he goes down to the race game. And
yeah, maybe. I mean, I've seen people skipping that, you know.
yeah, it could happen. That's true.
Yeah, Chrouya does not have enough money. Oh, that's gonna hurt him a lot. That is going to hurt a lot.
Oh man, that doesn't
That
feel
is
good having to leave that behind.
super unfortunate.
Oh, there's a blue mail. I missed that on Chrouya's side for some reason.
Yeah, it was. We got Bluigi now. Oh, there are the bombs. Well, you cannot get to him without.
Oh no!
Oh, the paradox.
Oh man,
This
poor
is
guy.
bad news for Chrouya. I actually don't see him go back to that location anytime soon. Because, I mean, it's the only chest that he left behind, so why would you go? Like, he's not gonna go back to that.
Oh, there's a bomb though.
Oh, the bomb! That is, the game is teasing him right now. The game is teasing.
I think he's gonna go back.
He's looking for bombs. I honestly cannot see him go back right now. Obviously, he will go back at some point, but that is very, very unfortunate. And this is what you mentioned earlier. Like, if you would have gone down immediately with just a single bomb, you could have bought more bombs there and then just finished off Kakariko. But yeah,
Well,
that is rough.
that's not good for him, but luckily he will find the 300 in here in the dam, so for a while at least he won't have to worry about money for bombs. He thankfully got a sword so he can get into Mini Moldorm and then clear it out. Otherwise he would have definitely have to go back or buy bombs at the Lake Hylia shop.
I mean, thankfully he actually did find a bomb at all, so that he can actually enter the Mini Moldorm cave.
Yeah.
I mean, the
man.
only good part is that, I mean, the gloves lock off a lot of the stuff, so I think he will get there sooner than later. But yeah.
Yeah, it might be one of the last places he checks. As you said, it's only one chest that he left behind, and there's a lot still open to him, at least right now.
See what we get in the Mini Moldorm cave. Oh, the most important item of all.
I think the worst thing for Chrouya right now will be if he finds the other progressive glove somewhere here.
I thought about that as well, yeah. Alright, so the net and the Fisher Price shields. Not too exciting, but net is always good.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have, definitely. And they have bottles, so maybe they'll catch some fairies somewhere.
Okay, Hippo deciding to go into the Ice Rod Cave. Maybe even opting to do the fake flipper afterwards. If he finds some money there, he could actually go to Zora already. He's on a good way.
Yeah, he's not far away from it at all.
And with the Moon Pearl, he can technically do the fake flipper and get into the Waterfall Cave as well. Oh, the boots! That is going... Oh, that's another big hit for Chrouya. Oh, this is some unfortunate decisions for Chrouya at the start.
Yeah, I hope.
That is another location that he's probably not gonna check very soon.
Yeah, probably not before he finds the flute. Depending on where he can go and how much he is locked into finding these boots, but that's two locations for Chrouya that he really needs to get to soon.
Yeah. That's very, very unfortunate, especially the boots. Like, finding the boots that early. The thing is with the boots, they are probably not required to progress in the game right now, so if he finds some progression, like the best thing that could happen to Chrouya right now is that he does not find any progression item, that basically the gloves are the only progression items, so that he eventually will go back to check the Ice Rod Cave, but I honestly think he will go back to Kakariko before he goes into the Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, probably. And it's also very unlikely that he won't find any progression at all.
Mm-hmm. It's unlikely, yeah.
We'll have to see what he can pick out of Escape and where he decides to go next. I mean, he hasn't really found anything here so far, so nothing new has opened up for him.
And as mentioned, Hippo is going to do the fake flipper thing. He does not have enough money yet for Zora, but he still can get to the 2 waterfall chests with the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, maybe he's hoping he can find some money in here.
It would have to be a lot of money though.
Yeah, we'll have to see what he gets. Whatever he does get, it is a sequence broken item right now.
Oh, the second... Oh, I just read in chat that the Titan Mids are actually in the library. I actually missed that.
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't catch that at all. Weird. It looks like Hippo wants at least... Oh, okay,
Bombos.
that's a bombos.
Could be interesting.
Alright, I think this is probably gonna be some sort of progression for Chrouya in here. Or it'll maybe an Eastern.
Yeah, I mean... With the boots... with the boots and his missing gloves, like, I mean, if you get Titan Mids, that would open up everything. So actually, it's pretty likely that this has no progression at all.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
and,
they do have with the Titan Mids, the entire Dark World opens up since they already have the Moon Pearl.
Oh, and the hookshot.
And the hookshot, that is pretty big as well.
Oh man, Hippo is making all the right decisions today, it seems like.
I believe we did not see a map check yet, right? I mean, Chrouya just headed into Eastern without checking the map because he thinks that his progression item is, or he's hoping that the progression item is in there.
Yeah, if we did get a map check, I completely missed out on it.
Oh, and the flutes!
Okay. Oh man! Sorry to cut you off, but I just commentated a seed that had the flute in the exact same location for 4 players. What is happening?
Yeah, that's interesting. That is actually good news for Chrouya, because I think with the flute he might actually be incentivized to go back to the Ice Rod Cave. If he decides, you know, at some point maybe like fake flipper up to Zora. With the flute it's much easier to get back to the Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, it's definitely more likely now, I would say.
Meanwhile, Hippo with his newfound hookshot immediately going straight for the Death Mountain play. Hoping to find something on the east side as well.
It's not a bad choice. I'm just wondering if we saw the Titans Mids at the library, has Hippo not checked down there, I guess?
I'm not sure. Actually, like, I don't know. Maybe the... Did he not check it? I'm not sure.
Like, why would he not immediately go and pick those up? Is my question.
I don't know, maybe... So either we missed it or the chat missed it, or Hippo missed it.
Someone missed something, that's for sure.
I think Hippo didn't check library. I think he just doesn't know that. I mean, there is no way he would skip it otherwise if he knows that the Titan Mids are there. There is absolutely no way.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chat person, for confirming that apparently Hippos has not checked the library yet.
Mr. Verified chat person.
Yeah, fancy check marks all around here.
Alright, let's see what the Paradox Cave is holding for us. Ooh, that's a fancy sword.
Oh man. Yeah, safer that sword, not really that great. Good thing for them that, or at least good thing for hippos, that they haven't found a lamp yet. Because with that Master Sword, he might think about doing Aga 1 if he had a lamp.
Yeah, I'm sure even if he has the lamp, I'm sure he would probably check the library first before going to Aghanim, so...
Yeah, usually people do pretty much everything in their power to avoid an Aghanim kill.
Okay, meanwhile, Chrouya is going to activate his flu. Let's see what he's going to do with that first. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he can't. He'll probably go to Death Mountain right now, because that's at least some information for him. But I think he only has. First of all, he's gonna. Okay, he's gonna. Yeah, I was about to say like he's gonna buy some bombs and then he's gonna get that chest. I was about to ask if he just forgot that he has a chest left open here.
Yeah, and good for him for getting that right now. So that means he will be getting his power glove.
And that will definitely hurt him.
Yeah, he's gonna feel behind, definitely. It's an important item he left behind. And we see with Hippo having those boots just dashing everywhere. Now gonna be picking up his Titan's mitts. Gonna be relieved not to have to kill Aga 1.
Yeah. With those mitts, he's probably going to immediately go back up. I guess he has to check the race as well then, but gonna go back up and oh, he's finally see that. Oh, both Crystal 5 and 6 in the Light World dungeon. Interesting.
Yeah, that is unusual.
Triple Crystal in the Light World and both Crystals 5 and 6 in Tower of Hera and Desert Palace.
So we have crystals 5, 6, and 7 in the Light World. That's completely turned around.
So this might actually be a seed. We will probably see the Dark World map immediately here, but this might be a seed where we have a couple of items not required.
Potentially, but yes.
Come on, Hippo, check it. You know you want to check it?
He's just heading right into Skullwoods. He believes in the meme.
Doesn't even care about what Skullwoods is. Okay, it's a crystal dungeon. At this point, it doesn't even matter if it's a crystal or a pendant dungeon. He's gonna go for the items regardless.
Yeah, absolutely. Finds an early big key, that's a good find. Gets a small key here, that also saves him going through that little trap room down there. Alright, that's item number 1 of 2, and not a very good one.
Is this Skullwoods? Or... I'm a little bit confused right now. That was a blue rupee, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, Skullwoods.
Oh, Hippo.
There we go. With his last bomb.
Last bomb. Honestly, he cannot feel too great now with 0 bombs though, because there are some locations in Dark World, especially in the south of Village of Outcasts or the Hype Cave, where you need those bombs. You need 2 bombs for the quote-unquote Hype Cave. I mean, we all know it in version 26 it turned to a Resident Sleeper Cave. But...
Yeah, but I mean, if he goes over to Hype Cave, there's a bomb shop right above it, so he's probably not too worried about it right now.
Interesting that he goes for the Death Warp there. He did have quite a number of hearts left, but yeah.
Yeah, should have taken or could have taken a ride with the Wall Master. Alright, so Skullwood's hiding its second item behind the Fire Rod.
See if he's gonna... He might actually opt in to check the Bumper Cave location really quickly. Yeah. Good choice. It can already always have a nasty item in there, and then you just never find it because it's very, very inaccessible.
Yeah, it's this is the best decision to check it when you come out of Skullwoods, because whenever else are you gonna come back up here? Maybe once you get the mirror to check the graveyard ledge. Alright, Chrouya has now picked up his Master Sword.
Just misses the bomb jump.
Yeah, I never get that one. That is, I don't know, this is a more complicated one.
Actually, I feel like this is... I feel like this is not that bad of a bomb jump, but the problem is if you miss it, you fall down to the next area and you basically lose time. Like, you just don't respawn right away, so you basically have to go back up to retry it. So that's the unfortunate thing. Oh, Hippo going... We still didn't see a map check, did we?
No, I was just gonna say, he's just going into every dungeon he can. Doesn't even care if it's a crystal or not.
We can hear by the music though that Thieves Town is a pendant dungeon.
Yeah, and that's always a little sad. At least it makes me a little sad.
I mean, I can only assume that he's only gonna do the first 4 chests and then head back out again, but... I mean, I would have at least checked if it's at least a green pendant.
Yeah, definitely. I would be curious as well. I think he's only gonna check the first 4 chests, as you said, because he also doesn't have the hammer, so...
Picks up a better shield. In the meantime, gonna be interesting to see where Chrouya is gonna be heading now. He does have rather limited options at this point, so he might... Okay, yeah, he can't do much here, unfortunately. Yeah, this is unfortunate for him.
Well, I'm hoping that since he's checking Agina, which is kind of an out-of-the-way location, especially without book or any way to get into anything else here, maybe he'll be interested in fluting to number 8 and going up to Ice Rock Cave after this.
Yeah, I think the problem for him right now is that he does not have the 500 rupees. I think if he would have already had 500, he would have already opted into, you know, fake flipper up and then check everything in the Zora area. But yeah, we do know that the boots are the items that are required to progress right now. So you need those Titan Smiths.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Okay, there he goes. That's very good.
Yeah, it's good for him, but he is not gonna like that. He definitely has to feel very, very behind at that point.
Yeah, he's not happy. He's probably thinking that he should have checked this a lot earlier.
Chrouya's advantage right now is that he does have the flute, whereas Hippo does not have it yet, so... I mean, if you have the boots, it's not that bad, but with the flute you can access some locations fairly quickly.
Yeah, it definitely makes up for the advantage of the boots that Hippo has for a little bit. And even though it's marked on his tracker, I'm not sure, did Hippo just not ever check his map, not even in the light world? Because if he hasn't, he has no idea that Eastern is a crystal dungeon and might not be going there anytime soon, you know?
I think Hippo did check the map, but I'm not sure.
Well, we'll have to see. He decided to fully clear Thieves Town as much as he could, despite it being a pendant dungeon. So we'll see if that pays off for him. For now, he's only... Oh, there we get a map check. Okay, this is the red pendant, apparently. The green one is on Mire, and the blue one was in Pod. And I think Hippo the only item that he actually got out of here was that shield. I'm not sure if there's one left in the big chest,
Yeah, I was
but
trying to count as well, but I don't think there was one.
I think that was really just a complete waste of time for Hippo.
Yeah, in general it was. I don't think there's an item left in East Town. Unfortunately, I also missed which medallion was at Misery Mire. Did you catch that?
Oh no, I totally missed that.
Gonna find out eventually. Was it Ether? Oh, that's unfortunate. Of course it's Ether.
Okay, gonna get a digging game here. Let's see if Hippo can dig up anything useful.
And Chrouya, in the meantime, making his way up to Dark World Death Mountain. We're probably gonna see a check on Turtle Rock as well on the medallion.
Yeah, a probably much more important medallion to them right now, since it's a crystal and Mire is only, quote-unquote, the green pendant. But this means, even though we got all Light World crystals, we don't really have any items that we can skip out on, just because of how the pendants worked out in the Dark World.
It's actually true, yeah.
You'll need both rods, and you'll need the cane for Turtle Rock, which apparently is Bombos.
I guess technically we didn't need the flute, but
yeah, okay, that's true. Oh, hello.
Hammer.
That's a really good find for Chrouya.
He might actually opt to go into Tower of Hera now with the hammer. Yeah, and I think that's what he's gonna do. He has to go the long way around. Oh, and
man.
Oh, for Hippo.
Both of these guys finding really good stuff.
And,
and the
cane! What is
okay.
this cave? Is this version 26? Hello?
This is actually a hype cave for a change.
This is not, no.
It looks like Chrouya is also maybe heading into Skull Woods or Thieves Town. Since he's opting for the Dark World Warp up here. Oh, I guess he hasn't checked Village of Outcasts yet.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna be finishing up now. Hippo, on the other hand, taking the dwarf back home, and with his newly found items, he can definitely make some like, he's probably gonna go into Eastern very soon.
Yeah, the bow would definitely lead him there. They still don't have a lamp, so interesting to see that, but the flute is also not lamp locked by the logic, so okay, and Chrouya is also making the Thieves Town play, interestingly enough. I mean, as we said, we've learned that pendant dungeons often hold items that we really, really want. So it's not too surprising. It'll be interesting to see, though, if he also decides to finish it up completely.
Yeah. To be fair, in Chrouya's position, he does have the hammer and the boots, so those are two very good items to have when you want to dive into Thieves Town.
Oh yeah, the hammer, definitely. I forgot about that. That's very true. Hippo now opting to check the rescue part of Escape. Gonna see what's in Zelda's cell.
Things in Zelda's chest.
Exactly.
So yeah, as I said, I think the hammer chest in Thief's Town it does not have an item in it, or like it either has the compass or the map. Not entirely sure, but I think so. So we will see.
Yeah, I wasn't counting earlier, so I'm not sure, but I think you're right.
Alright, see what Zelda has. The red meringue.
Oh yeah, we saw that from Chrouya earlier. I'm good at remembering stuff.
Yeah, same. Alright. Checking the King's Tomb, and I assume that he's going to go to Eastern, but then again, I don't know anything.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say. He has so many options to go now.
Yeah, that looks like Eastern.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a good choice. The dark rooms are technically sequence breaks by the logic, but they're not very hard dark rooms at all, especially not for runners of this caliber.
But yeah, good for Hippo that he can actually finish Eastern now that he has the bow. So I think Armos does have an item left. So we will see what's gonna be hiding there. Regardless, it is a crystal dungeon, so it's definitely good if he does not have to double dip into Eastern Palace right now.
Yeah, I think that's really the goal that you want to have, to not double dip into anything.
Alright, Chrouya finishing up Thief's Town, gonna be disappointed that he didn't find anything. He's probably gonna feel even more behind after this play.
Yeah, it's not a good feeling, especially since Thief's Town was so completely empty. It had a shield, which is not something anyone ever really wants or needs for anything.
The thing is, like, the mind plays a really big role when you're doing these kinds of races. And, I mean, Chrouya obviously does not know that Hippo also did the Thief's Town play, but he must feel, like, terrible right now. Like, he skipped the gloves, then he forgot, then he also skipped the boots, and, yeah, now he did a completely useless dungeon.
Yeah, the gloves in the beginning, and then, as you say, the boots that were right there in Ice Rod Cave, it definitely can feel good. I'd be very surprised if he feels like he is, you know, still even with his opponent or anything.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is if you feel that far behind, you might decide to do even riskier plays afterwards because you feel like you need to catch up a lot, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I know what you mean. I hope he's not too stressed out about it, but it's always easier to say than it actually is while you're playing, since
Definitely.
you have no idea where your opponent is at any time, really. And if you feel like you made a bad play, or you spent the whole dungeon getting absolutely nothing, it just feels awful.
Mm-hmm. Hippo getting trolled a little bit by Selfos there, but gets the key, makes his way out of the dark room. Actually, for only being 35 minutes into the run, they actually do have a lot of hearts already, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially in combination with the blue mail.
It's been going pretty well for these guys. It's also, as we said, the only bad thing that has happened is sadly stuff that was of Chrouya's own doing by running out of bombs and having to leave the power gloves behind, and then not checking Ice Rod Cave earlier, which nobody can really blame him for. Nobody likes going to Ice Rod Cave.
Oh, I like this play from Chrouya though. He picks up the bow and he decides to immediately go into pod, as it looks like. I definitely like that. I mean, he can full clear it, and he. I'm pretty sure he's comfortable enough with doing it without the lamp.
Yeah, I think he has no problems with the dark rooms at all.
I mean, as comfortable as you can possibly be without the lamp.
Okay, more money on the pyramid. Now, as you said, he's probably gonna head back to pod.
Oh, Hippo having a little bit of trouble in the dark room here. I think that door can sometimes be a little bit of a troll.
Yeah, I have a surprising amount of trouble with that dark room for some reason. It's just the pod is weird, and sometimes the green eye gore just runs in a weird way, so you don't hit it.
Oh, Hippo, you gotta be careful.
Man, down to one heart.
Not sure. I mean, he should be fine, but.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, definitely. Now he's gonna be fine for sure. Just spamming those arrows.
More money.
The $300. You think they all put together for that? All the Armos Knights?
Yeah. It's like, okay, come on, everyone, just 50 bucks, come on, that's fine.
Yeah, everyone has to chip in. And then they're like, oh no, our life savings. We're dead.
I wanted to go to vacation on that.
Alright, so Chrouya in the meantime is making his way through the beginning of pod. The mullet dungeon, as Dr. Poptastic has called it many times. Business in the front, party in the back. Oh, gross. That was a compass, not even a key. Okay, Hippo's getting his Swank Dog activated. It'll be interesting to see where he decides to go next.
Could actually go to the Misery Mire. Yeah, that's exactly what it's gonna do. I was about to say he can actually go into Misery Mire and also finish it. If he is... Again, I'm pretty sure he is fine with doing it without the lamp.
Yeah, and it is at least a green pendant. I mean, we know he needs to... oh, there was flippers.
Flippers. Interesting.
What I was going to say is Hippo needs to go and get that hammer. Yeah, decides not to go into Mire, which I think is a good choice right now.
Yeah, I actually forgot that it's a Pennant Dungeon. I mean, if it would be a Crystal Dungeon, I'm sure he would have gone in there right now. But he still has a lot of options available. And I think Hippo did not check the Dark World of Death Mountain yet. Yeah, he's missing that hammer, so he's gonna make his way into the dark side here.
Yeah, this is very good for him. And I'm just reminded that earlier you were saying Chrouya could have made the Tower of Hera play. Was he ever in there?
No, he decided to back out of it.
Interesting.
I would actually not be surprised if we see the mirror in pod here. That would open up a lot. I mean, the flippers are nice and handy, but in general they don't open up that much. Technically, they would open up Ice Palace, but they don't have either. They don't have Bombas or the Fire Rod yet, so.
Yeah, and they definitely need the mirror to get into Swamp, which is really the main thing for the flippers, I'd say. Oh yeah, and Bombos was on the Zoral Edge, of course. I forgot about that already. And they need that to get in the Turtle Rock.
True. See how Chrouya is gonna do with his Dark Room here.
Okay, Hippo finally checking the map.
Oh, Chrouya, you gotta be careful here. Those. Did he already get the? I think he did get the bottom. No, he's not. He's stuck right now. I know exactly where he's stuck, but sometimes it's super hard to get out of that. Like, you know you are stuck, you know where you are stuck, but you just cannot get out of it. Sometimes it's really it can get to you.
Yeah, these dark rooms, even with as much practice as both of these guys probably have, they can still sometimes, you never know how these little Kodongos, I think they're called, what they're gonna do with their fire breathing and where they're gonna walk.
More money.
Yeah, so flippers and pod, and that was it, right? Anything else?
Yeah, so far. But yeah, with the Bombos on the ledge, they can actually access Ice Palace after that.
Yeah, that's true. And it looks like Hippo is making the Tower of Hera play, which, you know, since the flute was already in the same location as my last race, why not have the mirror in Tower of Hera, like it also was in my last race?
I said it earlier, I would have liked to see the Tower of Hera play, but I can understand people deciding not to do it without the mirror, because it is a long walk at that point, but... I mean, Tower of Hera is a crystal dungeon, you need to do it eventually anyway, so... always likes to have some kind of item in it.
Yeah, it's just a quick dungeon to check.
I mean, what I also can understand, the problem is that they don't have a light source yet, so they might actually not be able to check the basement, so we'll see.
Yeah, you always have that in the back of your mind, and sometimes it just happens to be that trolly. But I think, I don't know, I probably would have risked it, but I'm also not as good as either of these two.
Yeah, no, actually now that I think about it, it's probably a bad choice actually to do it without the fire source. I actually didn't think about that right now. I mean, if you don't find the master key in the first couple chests there, it's basically just made like the whole walk without any reasoning.
Yeah, it can. I guess it can pay out. It's sort of a gamble, I guess. Thankfully for Hippo, he already got the 2 items that he wanted out of here. Well, probably not the ones that he wanted, but 2 items that were in here.
So Chrouya is in the difficult part of the dark rooms now. This is I think the most difficult part, because you have to hit those mini Helmosaurus.
Oh, it's the turtle room, isn't it? Yeah.
Not the mini. What am I talking about? Ooh, Hippo getting trolled by Troll Dorm.
Typical troll dorm.
Ooh, only getting a Master Sword hit, that's gonna cause him to be very fast now after he got his 2 spins. Okay, got it in the second try though.
Gets a key he won't need and grabs his second crystal. Now, all he really needs is either a book or a mirror, and he opens up the Pyramid Fairy location.
Yeah, that's another thing. With Tower of Hera completed, they actually get access to the Fat Fairy, which is pretty nice.
Oh, exchanging a bee for a fairy here. Oh, I like this play. Checking the spike cave. He has the Cape of Burna and a lot of hearts.
He doesn't even need it with that many hearts. If you use the hookshot, you can just get there without... yeah. Not paying
Totally
off.
worth it. Alright, so Chrouya finished off pod, and, well, he got the flippers, but that was about it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting though that he decides to go back and check Catfish right now. He does not have the mirror, so he cannot go into the Zora area afterwards. So this is a fairly big walk for just a single item. Granted though that, I mean, Catfish is a pretty inaccessible spot, which if it has an item, you're probably gonna be lost forever. So I can understand people checking it rather sooner than later.
I think he really just wants to get it out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now Hippo is checking the pyramid. I don't think he's gonna need the money that's on there.
Oh, red mail.
Oh, and a red mail. Okay, we'll take that.
It's not too bad. So where will Chrouya go next? I hope that he remembers what's up there. He probably does. No, he does not.
Okay, well, now he decides to do pod.
Decides to go back to Misery Mire.
Yeah, okay.
Which is understandable. I mean, it's a dungeon. It is a green pendant, so it's 3 items in here.
Yeah, and at this point, someone in chat just pointing it out, but we're getting a bird toss from Chrouya, already a winner in my heart. But he might be going for that blind pedestal pull. I mean, he's really only been doing pendant dungeons.
Actually, you're right. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, he already has the other 2.
And it's definitely going to be interesting to see if it pays off or not. I mean, he hasn't really done it this way by choice, I guess. The item sort of led him all here, minus not having any sort of light source.
Yeah, this is interesting. I mean, he might have actually not realized, as you already said. I don't think he did it by choice. It's just like, yeah, I mean, these dungeons just happen to open up right now. So yeah, Misery Mire actually having 4 items, and so that's actually pretty convenient play then. And at this point, the pedestal could have a lot of items in it. It can basically have anything, like anything that is still remaining.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that can't be on there is the lamp. That's the only sequence break that's still going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's... Unless he gets trolled really, really badly by the dark rooms, there's no way that he will not be finishing this dungeon, and if he finishes this dungeon, he will definitely do the blind pull. I mean, where else do you want to go right now? Like, if you just go through there, you don't have the mirror or the book, so you cannot go into desert, you cannot go into swamp. You cannot finish Skullwoods. I mean...
Well, what can you do? He can get Bombos and do Ice Palace. I think that's his only other choice.
That's like the only other play right now. Like, with Bombos, you could potentially access Turtle Rock, but I mean, do you want to do that without any rods? Oh, Chrouya? I actually didn't... Did he find anything? Or why did he go out? I was actually stuck on Hippo right now.
I'm not 100% sure myself, to be honest.
Oh wait, he doesn't have a fire source, of course.
Oh yeah, duh.
I actually did not think about that at all.
It's,
fire source, of course.
It's just kind of weird. I mean, they've been in so many places and still haven't gotten anything even remotely good to a fire source. I guess the only thing that's kind of close is they know where Bombos is.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with Misery Mire being a dungeon which you usually go into fairly late. It's like kind of hard locked into your brain that you already have everything required for that. Like that simple as a light source or a fire source, you know. That's why I usually don't think about that.
Yeah. Alright, and it looks like Chrouya is going to be picking up that Bombos.
Actually, I think Chrouya did not check the Zora location yet. I think it was Hippo who did check Bombos.
Oh, yeah.
And I also don't think we have seen Zora itself, like himself yet. Because when Hippo went up here, he did not have enough money for Zora.
Oh, you're completely right. So maybe Zora is holding something important too.
Mm-hmm. If Zora does not give anything, then... I mean, it's actually pretty likely that Zora has the lamp right now, at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a very, very bad trade. On the other hand, though, I think the flippers wouldn't... like, they were in pot, but they were not lamp locked, right?
The flippers?
Yeah, I think the flippers were not locked by the lamp. They were in the right part of pod, right?
Yeah, they were only bow locked, so it's not a sequence break.
Would be interesting if the lamp is an ice palace now. If you would do the entire thing by the logic, that would be pretty dumb. Okay, Chrouya opting in to finish Eastern right now, which Hippo already did. I'm sure Hippo does remember that bomb boss on the Zora ledge. Also deciding not to finish pod right now. So if there is something on the pedestal, that will hurt Hippo.
Yeah, if the pedestal holds something big, Chrouya definitely has made good headway so far.
Yeah, and I'm sure Hippo's play will be just pick up the bomb boss, go into Ice Palace.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that.
Then find the fire rod in the Ice Palace and think, lol, video game please. But yeah, I mean, other than that, there's not really much that they can actually do. Like, Ice Palace has to be the play here.
Yeah, it's the combination of items they found so far definitely makes it look like they have to go into Ice Palace with Bombos and find something in there, hopefully. As you said, it could be the lamp. The thing is, even if they do find the lamp now, that doesn't really help them too much, I guess. Whoops.
Whoops. Just burning down his own house. It's actually not that good. Well, I mean, he does have bombos, so he's not that dependent on the magic, but usually you want to have a good amount of magic if you want to go into Ice Palace.
Alright, well, we'll have to see what he finds in here. It has to be a progression item. The question is, how deep into it is it hidden? Or how many are there? Could be 3.
Yeah, at this point it's almost guaranteed that Ice Palace holds something valuable. Oh, Hippo, you gotta be a little bit careful with your magic though. You still need that like a couple times.
Yeah,
Combos.
I would have used the hookshot there probably, but we'll see.
Yeah, same. I mean, you do need bombos twice at the very least. If you want to get all the chests, you need it again for the ice golem thingies, and then for Cold Stare itself.
Mm-hmm.
And without half magic, bombos actually takes up a lot of magic.
Yeah, I mean, without that half magic, you definitely got to be a little bit careful.
I mean, there are some magic pools on the way, but yeah.
Oh man, that's your last bomb, Hippo. Be careful.
Don't think he hit that. Oh.
Well, even if he did, he's... Oh, well. Oh, no!
That's the wrong button, Hippo! Okay, now you're gonna be in a little bit of a... You're gonna run into some problems with your magic, right?
Definitely, and he also has no more bombs, so he can't do the bomb jump even if he wanted to. I think there's one... Nope, there's not one more here.
Yeah.
At least he did get some magic.
Yeah, but he's gonna have to find some bomb here, but I don't think he will.
It doesn't look like it.
The only good part about this is he does have the Cane of Samaria, so he does not have to go back and flip the switch again in order to get the block down. He can just go down and use the Cane of Samaria to hit the switch.
Yeah, the downside to that is he needs to find the big key now for sure. And another small key, I think. And he might be able to skip out on.
To be fair, he probably wants to get all the chests anyway, so this is... I think it's not that big of a time loss right now.
Yeah, it's not the worst. It could definitely be a lot worse for him. It just always feels very weird to not have any bombs anywhere.
He should also be fine on magic. There are 2 small magic pots in the end, right before the boss, and that should be fine. Oh, that's a piece of bacon.
Okay, that's a tempered sword for our runner. It's 1 out of 3 items from here.
Be careful to not get magic drained by the anti-fairies.
Alright, more keys. Meanwhile, on Chrouya's side, we've seen him make the dip into Skull Woods, the one that Hippo did quite a while ago now.
Yeah, unfortunately, we already know there's nothing of value in here. There is still 1 item left behind the fire rod locked part of Skull Woods.
Mm-hmm.
That temperate sword is really, really good news for Hippo, though, especially for Cold Stare. It makes it a lot easier if you don't even have the Fire Rod, because yeah,
Yeah,
getting temperate sword hits in is much, much easier, obviously.
I'm sure he's very happy about finding that and grabbing a couple bombs on the way.
See you still looking for those progression items here.
More small keys.
Or will we get the ultimate troll with the Fire Rod being in Turtle Rock? There we go.
Okay, that's a book. That's very good.
Literacy.
That opens up the tablets. It opens up Desert Palace, which opens up the Pyramid Fairy. And that gives us options to work with.
Alright, and that's 3 out of 3 items in Ice Palace, so that's all we needed.
Yep.
It does have a small key as well, so he can make his way to the boss. And he can check the pedestal if he wants to.
Oh yeah, he could do that. Oh, we see Chrouya is right on his footsteps entering the palace just as Hippo is about to finish it.
Getting his not much needed magic to be able to even damage Cold Stare to begin with.
Yeah, thankfully no more Bombo's accidents.
Oh, just barely though.
Yeah.
You can definitely see how much magic is drained by using bombos here.
Perfectly calculated. Oh, barely misses here to get them stuck in the corner, but still, as you said, with the Tempered Sword, a definitely much more pleasant fight than with just a hammer or a Master Sword.
Yeah, hammer is definitely a pain if you try to do this here.
Alright, gets him down.
We're still missing a couple of items for Go Mode though. Still need that mirror and both rods. We don't know where any of those is.
Yeah, we'll have to see what we can find in Desert. We already saw one of the items, right? Yeah. I think, anyway.
In Desert? No, I mean, he just found the book, so this is the first time we actually can enter Desert.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm mixing that up with my earlier race. Now I'm getting the seeds confused when I'm not even playing them.
No worries. Okay, nothing on the ledge. Would be interesting if the next progression item is in the ether tablet.
Oh man.
They don't even have the mirror, so yeah.
Alright, let's see what Desert holds for us. At least he's not going to be boots locked. So whatever's in here, he can definitely get it all. Okay, the big key is going to lead into a small key. Oh, no, there's the small key. Interesting. I would have checked the big chest first. Maybe he plans on mirroring back to the main entrance and then going up there, checking the chest and going out the back entrance to the ledge.
Well, I guess it's pretty unlikely that both the compass and the map are in the right side, so...
Alright.
That's a good item to find. Always nice to have half magic.
Yeah, it's not a progression item, but everyone's always happy to have that. Bet he wished he had that in Ice Palace.
Yeah. That's also a pretty interesting item to find. I mean, with the flute, it's a fairly convenient item to drop off, so it's not that bad. If you don't have the flute, that's a different story. I really want to see the mushroom into the lamp. That's even mushroom into shovel into lamp. That's the best thing.
Oh, is he checking immediately? Yeah, he is.
He sets everything on fire. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
First
really,
his own
geez.
house and now the witch's hut. Witch did nothing wrong.
Oh, calm down, Hippo. Jeez, you don't even know what she has yet.
Oh, he cannot. Like, where's the? Come on, it has to be the lamb, right? For sure. Are you kidding me? You still don't have a fire sword. Yeah, you better.
Yeah, now she deserves it.
I mean, what's the play now? He has to go into Turtle Rock, right? Yeah, I mean, he's thinking really hard right now. Where can I possibly go?
There's not much left. Yeah, I don't know. It's gotta be Turtle Rock, I guess.
Right now, almost everything is locked by a fire source. You cannot do Skywoods without fire rod. You cannot finish Tower of Hera without a fire rod. Fire source. You cannot do finish Desert Palace. You cannot finish Misery Mine. All of them need a fire source right now.
Well, he still has the tablets and pedestal, I suppose.
That's true. I was actually sure that he was about to check the pedestal. Now I'm actually quite a little bit sad.
Oh, has he not checked this yet? Okay.
Oh wow!
I think Chrouya has checked this before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he can't get to the Bombos tablet, that's right. Oh, is Chrouya going for the ether check? No, wait, he doesn't have the mirror. What is he doing? He's going for Spy Cave.
I think he's going to Spy Cave, yeah. Yeah, I think. I mean, this is such a strange thing. Like, we're 1 hour and almost 10 minutes into the race, and 4 dungeons are locked by a missing fire source. That is pretty insane.
Yeah, at this point it can only be in Turtle Rock or
The ether tablet, right?
at the ether tablet. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we have any other locations left. They cannot get to the Bombos tablet without the mirror.
Yeah, and they can't get to the pedestal without the lamp.
Yeah, I think. Oh, this is evil. This is some evil stuff.
Oh, the fire rod! Oh man.
There it is. Okay, we did not see the lunchbox yet. I thought Chrouya already did that.
Yeah, I guess he only brought the frog back.
Missing out on so much stuff. I'm actually disappointed. That's pretty boring in my opinion.
Aww.
I was so ready for the Turtle Rock dive now.
I'm glad they don't have to dive into Turtle Rock without... I mean, they only could have opened potentially one chest in there.
You know, you would think that we, as also runners of this game, or like participants in the tournament, we would feel for them. Like, we would say, yeah, I'm glad that it's not in a troll location. Here we are, saying like, oh, it's not in Turtle Rock. What a shame.
It's the power of the commentator, man. With great power comes great responsibility.
If Chrouya actually finds the lamb now as well. Oh, dang.
Ah, just a red rupee. Alright, so the only right play seems to be Gary's lunchbox. Otherwise you can't do anything in the seed.
Oh yeah, that fire rod opens up a lot right now. The fire is obviously better than the lamp.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it felt like up until this. Sorry, it felt like up until this point the sea was fairly linear, but yeah.
Yeah, I think at this point it really is gonna continue to be linear. This will open up the Pyramid Fairy for Hippo, and obviously also Skull Woods, which still has an item. So those are his only two choices, really.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume one of these has to be the mirror at some point. And then in Swamp we probably find an Ice Rod. That's what I'm guessing.
Nicely done.
Yeah, very quick Lamola. Grabs his crystal. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him do Skull Woods now. Grab the item, maybe throw in a pedestal check afterwards, just to be sure.
Yeah, I think that's the play. Oh, Chrouya getting trolled by Trollor.
Oh yeah, needs to be careful. With the sword sticking out, it's not too bad, but with the pokes, you gotta be careful. Oh boy. Okay, phew. Oh yeah, no pedestal check without mirror, and that makes total sense.
That's fine, because what the chat obviously does not know is that he's gonna find the mirror in Skull Woods in the last item here.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm gonna just get the stake ready here in case you were actually right.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Hippo's making it exciting.
Rip Hippo's side.
Okay, now Chrouya
Guess
making
we will
his
never
way
find out.
into desert.
Come on, Hippo, please get back. We need to know where that last item is.
It's gonna be exciting.
Bear with us just a moment. Send your Fs in chat to help revive Hippo's stream. In the meantime, we can watch Chrouya making his way through Desert Palace, finding out that he does need a fire source, or rather finding out that he does not find a fire source in this dungeon.
Yep, gonna be able to check most of it, but can't get to the boss. All right,
There we go.
right into the
are
Mothula
back.
fight.
Right, perfect for the mirror finds. Ah, okay, mirror is down there.
Yeah, we didn't miss anything.
I don't think he picked up the chest before he finished the dungeon, so...
Yeah, he probably didn't. I think time-wise, that would have been real quick. We'll see if he goes back in. Yeah, and he does.
I've had this happen before, calling the mirror in that chest down there.
It could very well be, because really, at this point, there's the Pyramid Fairy left, and, well, that's all I can think about.
It's a strange looking mirror, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little red. Weird.
I wonder if you could still use it. Maybe if it's a shiny rupee, you could still see the reflection.
Well, I mean, it does have a little glimmer to it.
Ah, disappointment overwhelms me.
Alright, I guess that means Pyramid Fairy is the play.
Yeah.
But apparently
Could be,
Hippo
but
disagrees.
Well, I mean, with the fire rod, I can understand that you do not want to do Fat Fairy right now. You could do, yeah. He didn't, I mean, he did not check the pedestal, but he is going to do the Mario play, which is totally understandable. I think it has still one item in the dungeon left, and then we have the green pendant and the pedestal.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot left.
Uh-oh. Chrouya. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Is it happening?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
It's happening.
Uh-oh. That is going to be bad news for him. I actually wonder if he forgot about the purple, if he forgot about the lunchbox, or if he just decided to not do it.
Yeah, that's a good question. He does have that flute. He probably still wants the mirror before grabbing that, but we'll see.
I mean, if he gets the mirror out of the first couple chests here, props to him, but since we already know it's not going to be the fire rod, this is... ultimately, it's going to be a time loss for him over Hippo.
Yeah, it will be, but at least he might not get very far depending on if he gets a key now or not. Let's hope he doesn't, but we'll see.
So yeah, in case you're wondering, you can actually enter Turtle.
Oh man, what? Okay, that's the perfect find. Perfect play from Chrouya.
Good for Chrouya that he did find it in the first chest and not got, you know, baited even further into the dungeon.
Yeah, just the perfect play right there. I mean, not on purpose, obviously, but Jesus, could it have gone any better?
Yeah, now immediately making his way into Swamp. Now... So, like, the best situation for Chrouya would be right now if the Ice Rod is actually in Swamp, because Hippo might actually... You know, if he goes into Turtle Rock... Well, actually, if he finds the mirror in the first set, he probably will mirror back out again, but...
Yeah, it depends. If Hippo finds the Ice Rod, he might go and do Turtle Rock. But that's not a bad play if he decides to finish it if he can. The problem is with double dipping into it. Obviously, we know they kind of have to. But if Hippo finds the Ice Rod somewhere and not in Swamp, he might have a little bit of a better position.
The absolute best part for Chrouya would be right now if he finds the Ice Rod in Swamp.
Yeah.
Because then his options are absolutely limited. Because he does not have a Fire Rod or the lamp yet.
Yeah, I'm thinking at this point the lamp also has to be in Swamp somewhere.
Yeah, I think so too.
This is going to be a very interesting race. It already has been, but it continues to be very interesting.
Now, the problem right now is that we are looking basically only for the Ice Rod right now. I mean, we know where the other two items are. And with the Ice Rod being the last item to find, it's always a little bit because the Ice Rod can just literally be anywhere at this point. Oh, there's the lamp.
Okay, so we finally found the lamp.
It's good for Hippo, no dark room shenanigans in Misery Mire.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be happy about that. He also thankfully has... nope, he does not. I thought they had powder. Oh, he needs to be careful then.
So check this. The lamp is in Misery Mire, being locked by a fire source. That's kind of, you know, what?
Yeah, welcome to Rando, I guess. But I think that means there's a pretty good chance for Ice Rod to be in Swamp. But, I mean, with the way this is going, I wouldn't be surprised if that means Ice Rod is somewhere later in Turtle Rock.
So Chrouya decided to do left side swamp here, which is understandable since he does not have the fire rod either. Like he's in his perspective, he's still looking for either the fire rod or the lamp, plus the ice rod. So
Yeah,
I can
he's
definitely understand that play.
he's definitely missing a lot of items still, so he doesn't want to leave anything behind. We saw Gem in the earlier race just really hurting from leaving West Side Swamp behind.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, Hippo with half magic plus the Brian's Cane is gonna be a laggy but short work.
Getting some sweet lag strats, slowly clearing up as he kills more and more eyes, but jeez. Okay, and 8 arrows to the big eye. And there's a green pendant.
Making the RNG manipulation sword slashes to make the pendant required for the ice rod.
Okay, is he immediately going to turn that in?
I can only assume so. No, wait, he didn't even finish pod, did he? He did not finish pod.
Nope.
I mean, he can turn in the green pendant, but he did not finish. I think this is his next destination. Oh, that's actually a big time loss for Hippo right now.
Oh, we'll see. He might be doing the Fat Fairy.
He might do it on the way, yeah.
Well, we'll see what he decides to do, but yeah.
I mean, Hippo is only looking for the ice rod right now, so he does have a very limited search range, or yeah, selection for the items.
He is still looking for the mirror too.
Oh yeah, right. He didn't pick up the mirror yet. I'm sorry. I missed that. So, for Hippo, the best part would be obviously to find the ice rod right now, because then he would immediately go to Turtle Rock. If the ice rod is actually in Swamp... Oh, we find Silvers for Chrouya. That's also a pretty good one to pick up.
Oh yeah, and that's a chest that's kind of on the way, so even if Hippo manages to go mode Swamp, he might still pick up that one chest.
Let's see what the fairy has to offer. Powder?
Oh my god, what is that? Come on!
Oh, that is epic! That is so epic!
That is the worst.
Oh god, you must feel terrible right now. Like, what do you do now? What do you do for Hippo? Do you go back to pod finish up for you know, for the pedestal? Do you go for the 2 fetch quests?
I immediately do the fetch quests, and I think he's doing the same.
Yeah. Turns out Swamp was completely empty.
Yeah, Swamp had nothing at all. Chrouya grabbing his crystal. He's probably gonna finish up Skull. Well, he can't finish up Skullwoods. What is he gonna do now?
Yeah, I mean, he has, unless he forgot about it, he has to do the lunchbox, right? Fetch quest number 1. Arrow upgrade.
Nothing. Oh, he's checking the tablet now. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
All right, Batman, come on.
Batman, what do you have?
He can also still turn in his green pendant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
there's the ice rod.
All right, that is go mode for Hippo.
He still needs the mirror.
Oh yeah, he still needs the mirror. Oh my god.
Obviously he will be going to Turtle Rock immediately, and he will find the mirror Like, it's basically go mode for him.
It is basically go mode, but yeah. He's not quite there yet, you're completely right, of course.
Yeah, technically it's go mode. There is no way he's gonna miss that mirror. So it was the... Oh, Chrouya picking up the cape as well. It really depends, like, on how quickly Chrouya is gonna get that fire rod now. I assume it's gonna be the next stop for him. He's probably gonna get the lunchbox right now, and then he's gonna pick up the fire rod. And again, he has to feel super bad about getting the fire rod that late. Like, it's dragging on for the entire race. That Chrouya is finding items at a very, very late spot, and he must feel terrible about it.
Yeah, it's been, as you say, it's been really a thing going through this whole seed for Chrouya. Just leaving single spots behind that were really painful for him to check later.
Kind of sad though, we were so close to getting a blind pole in a pedestal.
Yeah, it was really close. Okay, so Chrouya grabbing his fire rod, and Hippo making his way into Turtle Rock. As you say, he will be picking up the mirror in its first chest. There's really no way he's going to miss it, I hope. And, well, I'd be very surprised to see him leave immediately. He's probably just going to finish up Turtle Rock and then...
Yeah, I mean, there's no way you want to leave here.
Yeah, the trip that you save for having to come back up here after you finish up Swamp as your last crystal isn't really worth mirroring out immediately and going to Swamp, I don't think.
It's actually difficult to tell who is ahead right now, really. I would probably give a little bit of an advantage to Hippo right now, but Chrouya already having completed Swamp. The advantage for Hippo is that he does not have to full clear Swamp, obviously. But Chrouya can save, as Chad already mentioned, he can save Turtle Rock for last, so he does not have to go up there again. Which Hippo definitely has to do, because he still has to do Swamp Palace after this.
Yeah, and even though the chance is probably pretty low, there is still a chance that Hippo is gonna skip out on the silvers.
Chrouya is gonna check. Oh, it's just a triple bomb.
Pedestal dead for sure.
But yeah, I mean, with the fire rod found, Chrouya will definitely go. Like, he's gonna finish Skullwoods after that. He will. I cannot see him not go into Desert Palace immediately, and then going for the ferry.
Yeah, another good question is, when will Chrouya decide to check the Batman? It's an area he had to go back to twice already for the lunchbox as his second time. And now he has to go back there in the light world a third time for the Batman to get the ice rod. And first he needs to find the powder, of course. Very nice Mafia fight here.
Yeah, since he's still looking for the ice rod, he will go back to check that last chest in Skullwoods.
Yeah, I think, especially in this siege, I don't think Chrouya wants to leave anything behind anymore.
Yeah. Honestly, there is not even that much he can check anymore. I'm pretty sure his, like, he has almost checked, he's checked almost every location on the overworld possible.
Yeah. Hippo is taking the shortcut here. He does have a spare key, so he should be okay.
Where's Chrouya heading now?
He's probably checking the bumper cave.
Oh, I think he didn't check. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I mean, this is the problem with having the mirror right now. He's getting baited into checking all the mirror locations. That's a problem for him. The best thing that he could find right now is the butter sword. Like everything else he already has.
Yeah, there's not much he can find that will help him in any way. He could find the last medallion, which wouldn't be of any help at all. And yeah, I think that's about it. And the butter sword, as you say.
Okay, yeah, I mean, at this point, definitely advantage to Hippo, obviously. Swamp is not that long of a dungeon if you don't have to full clear it.
Yeah, Go Mode Swamp is real short.
Finding a big 20 in there.
Alright, so Hippo is heading into the Trinix fight right now. Tempered Sword, it's not too bad. You're not going to zero cycle him, but still, not too much of a worry.
Oh no, Chrouya is going up. Oh no.
Oh man, well that's gonna get him the lamp at least, but not what he's looking for.
I wonder if he's doing that because he thinks he's super far behind right now.
Probably.
I honestly cannot think of any other reason why he would not finish up Desert, or like the other reason could be he forgot that Desert is crystal number 6 and that opens up the ferry.
Yeah, that might also be a possibility.
It could be out of his mind right now that he might be thinking, okay, the only item remaining is in Misery Mire.
Yeah, it's definitely not good for him though. I mean, as I said, he might be picking up the lamp, but that's the last item he wants to find right now.
I mean, he will definitely pick up the lamp. And if he really forgot about Desert being, or Desert Palace opening up Crystal, the Pyramid Ferry, I can see him actually go back to turn in the green pendant. He did check the pedestal, so he does know that there is nothing on the pedestal. Sorry, we do have some sound issues right now, but you can just listen to our beautiful voices for a while.
Oh man, maybe Feasel is taking me up on my stupid suggestion of earlier.
Yeah, the worst part about this is Chrouya could actually opt in to gamble on Turtle Rock if he does not remember that Desert Palace opens up. Well, the thing is, he's probably going to do Desert Palace regardless. Like, I mean, it's a Crystal and he can finish it. There's no reason to not finish it right now. So even if you would gamble on the Ice Rod being in Turtle Rock, you will still, like, he will still finish Desert Palace first.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just think that he does not realize that it opens up the Pyramid Ferry.
He must have forgotten about it. I don't really see, as you say, any other reason for him to be doing this. Maybe he also thinks the green pendant is holding something. That might be another reason. Yeah, other than that, I really don't know. I think the next interesting thing that's going to happen here is to see if Hippo is in such a rush that he skips over the silvers.
That could possibly happen, but the silver, I think the silvers were on, like, in these secret chests. I don't think he's gonna skip on that. Like, if it's literally on the way, and I don't see any reason why you would ever skip on that if you only have a temperate store and no silvers.
Yeah, it's really not a time loss at all, even if you check it. But you never know about the tournament nerves and how behind they might feel and stuff.
Yeah, I could see him skipping the bottom two chests. Yeah, he skips the bottom two. I mean, does he skip the chest here? No, he did not.
No, he doesn't. Okay.
Good for him that the silvers were in there. Bad for Chrouya that the silvers were not in the bottom two chests.
Yeah, pretty much.
That would have made a difference in the Ganon fight, definitely. Now, with him actually picking up the silver, he's going to be very, very happy to find those silvers right there. At this point, I almost see no way that Chrouya is going to make up that time.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for him to make up that time, especially if he decides to turn in his green pendant for maybe an ice rod, or he's hoping for an ice rod at least.
I mean, he does have the mirror, so he can just, he can just immediately mirror out and just finish desert. So I don't see him going out of there right now.
Yeah, I think he's definitely finishing up desert first. Yeah, he's going straight to the back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's checking checkerboard
Oh, he didn't
cave.
check checkerboard. Oh, I think we're still without sound right now.
Yeah, sadly, sound is still cut off, but it's okay. We'll be able to manage.
Well, the chat just has to manage.
All right, so
I wonder if this is the time where we just start to speak German.
make it even worse for everyone.
Yeah. It was like, oh, no music and Germans talking. What the hell?
This is the worst stream I've ever seen.
Anyway, Hippo is on his way to Ganon's tower, which means that we do have to find the big key. We do have 22 locations inside of Ganon's tower for that. So it's time for our favorite game of all time in the randomizer tournament. Where is the big key? We do have to find it. It's a number between 1 and 22. Go ahead and make some guesses where we're going to find that big key. Where do you think are we going to find the big key?
Look at all those numbers. Do you have a number that you always pick?
I'm going to go with 22 just to make it more interesting.
Okay. Anyone who's heard me commentate before probably knows this, but I always go with 8. We'll see if it pays off in any sort of way. Okay, so Chrouya has finished up desert. He is still on the lookout for that ice rod. Let's hope he doesn't make the Turtle Rock gamble a second time, because this time it won't pay off.
Okay, at least he is checking the ferry right now.
Yeah, that's a good start. No, it's never my friendship. My friendship is a whole different thing, Thalfon. It's always my love and affection. Which, I guess that means if it's my love and affection, that doesn't automatically mean you're my friend for some reason. All right, so that's 7 chests down again at Tower. Nothing has been found yet. Well, Chrouya picking up his items from the Pyramid Fairy. Hopefully that immediately starts him on the big fetch quest hunt. Oh, he's turning in his green pendant, I guess.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So we're coming up on chest 9, if I'm counting correctly. Just a red rupee from Sahasrara as we're coming up on the rando room for Hippo here. Chest 10 through 13. Oh man.
No luck in the randomizer room.
All the red rupees.
I'm sorry guys for being soundless. We're all looking into it right now to fixing it. Alright, yeah, Chrouya will turn in the powder. He will find the ice rod. He will feel miserable about it.
All right, Chrouya is going to be picking up his ice rod, and Hippo is coming up on the last chests on this side here, behind Ice Armos. Oh, it's definitely right side.
Oh god, we are at 17, right? Yeah, that's 17.
I think so, yeah.
I want to say in advance, I did not want to commentator curse with my guess, you know.
Yeah, come on. You can't backtrack now.
Okay, I mean, go tile room, go!
No backpedaling. You did this. All right, we're coming up on the right side here. If it's not in these 4 chests, it is indeed going to be the tile room. Oh, and there it is.
No, not even checking the... No, he will check it. He could still find a butter sword. Or
Oh, okay. All right, so that was chest number 18? Yeah.
I think it was 18, yeah.
So if you guessed 18, you guessed correctly. I don't think anyone did. Well, someone probably did.
So do you want to share your amazing prize as always?
Not until someone speaks up and demands a price.
I see.
And no cheating, guys. And yes, I think at this point, I'm trying to think where the butter sword could still be. I don't think either of our runners checked Mimic Cave.
Yeah, there's actually not that many locations where it could be. Tile room, obviously.
Oh yeah, I mean, tile room obviously is still an option. It could also still be in the chests that they might be checking on the way up here, for Hippo at least.
There's a good chance of them because of it being in there in those 4 chests remaining. I mean, they did basically clear every single chest outside of Ganon's tower.
Yeah, there was a ton of stuff that they checked out.
Including like almost every fetch quest as well. we do have sound back. All right.
Oh yay, sound is back. Alright, looks like Hippo isn't having too much trouble with the gauntlet. Gets trolled here and there, but that's expected in the gauntlet. Oh man. As soon as I say that...
Talking about me, commentator cursing, and then this. Oh, Chrouya, don't forget! At least we get the beautiful transformed Luigi sprite.
Oh, I love that 8-bit Luigi sprite. It's I think it's one of the only bunny sprites that looks really amazing because the bunny sprites are so limited, they only have 2 frames of animation. So an 8-bit sprite is like the perfect thing for them.
I actually wonder what Hippo is thinking right now. I mean, by the way the seed played out, he must think that he's behind as well. He's probably like frantically looking into the IRC chat to see if his opponent dots done any moment.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I think they both have, like, they wouldn't be wrong for feeling behind, just with the way the seed played out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Chrouya definitely knows he's behind. I'm pretty sure he knows that. But Hippo, he has to not feel too comfortable either.
No, definitely not. I don't think you ever do. Like, even if you play a perfect seed to yourself, it always feels like
true.
You might be behind.
It's true, yeah.
Because when it's going well for you, you think, oh man, I bet my opponent is doing just as well. And if it's going bad for you, you're feeling like, oh man, I bet my opponent did all this way earlier.
That's definitely true, yeah.
Anyway, see, Hippo is skipping every chest here. Probably also gonna skip the validation chest. Maybe because of what you just said.
Skipping validation? What?
Yeah, no.
Riot! Riot! Riot!
What kind of monster would ever do that?
You just skipped the butter sword right there.
Yeah, I think there was a really good chance it wasn't really any other chance that he just skipped, but he's not too worried about that. All he's worried about is his time.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, doing the Ganon fight with the butter sword or the temper sword is not that big of a deal.
Yeah, the difference is like not the same as, say, a difference between the Master Sword and Tempered.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, getting trolled by Aghanim 2 here though, a little bit.
Yeah, manages to get a double in there, but not getting any great patterns.
Oh. You must feel terrible right now.
Oh man.
Wow, he gets trolled so badly with the blue balls as well.
Okay, gets another one in there. I think one more should do it. There we go.
Yeah. Slash that corpse.
Yep.
Alright. Barring any absolute blackouts from Hippo, there is no way he's gonna lose this.
Yeah, I think despite Chrouya just now heading into Ganon's tower, so he's not as far behind as one might think, but they're really... It would take a miracle at this point.
I mean, with the Tempered Sword, it's fairly confident. If he would have, like, Master Sword Silverless, you know, there could still be something, you know, terrible happening, but with this, it's fairly safe, especially with the silver arrows.
Yeah, I don't think he should have any problems at all. Already in phase 2 right now. Gets a not so great Ganon position, but oh man, needs to watch out for sure. Still has a fairy. Oh, and the red potion, okay.
Yeah, he should be fine.
Oh, and Chrouya is taking the right side gamble, so he will be through Ganon's star significantly faster. Oh man, Hippo getting all the teleports.
Oh yes, all the teleports.
Oh Jesus, calm down, Ganon. There we
That's what
go.
you get for not validating your run properly.
Alright, that's phase 3 done, so now all he needs to do is fire 4 silver arrows into Ganon. Oh, I think we already missed one.
Ooh, missed the torch lich. Not a big deal though with the silver arrows.
Yeah, he needs to be a little bit careful because he was spamming his fire rod like crazy, but he's absolutely fine. That's 2 hits in. That's gonna be the 3rd one.
And oh nope.
Oh man, needs to light the torch another time. Oh boy. Okay, there we go.
And
All
that's
right.
it. GG to Hippo.
Yes, GG to him. Congrats on his win. He finishing up with an official SRL time of 1 hour 52 and 23 seconds. We'll see if we can get him in here for a post-game interview.
Success!
Alright, meanwhile Chrouya making his way through the gauntlet of G-Tower. Same equipment, we'll see if he decides to pick up those chests that Hippo decided to leave behind. But he already decided to leave a fairy behind, so I think at this rate he probably wants to get through this as fast as he can. I also haven't seen anything on IRC yet from Chrouya, so I think he might not be looking. He might not know that if his opponent has already finished. Okay, and we got Hippo up there in the waiting room, so I'm gonna drag him in for the post-game interview. Hello, Hippo. GG and congrats on your win.
Hey,
GG.
thanks very much. That mirror, I was unhappy to see it last. Turns out that probably was what saved me, so.
Kind of, I guess.
So yeah, your first thoughts after the seed right now.
I figured he had to check a lot more stuff with that mirror, so. And then he also probably YOLO'd Turtle Rock without the ice rod, and for some reason I was against it and it paid off for once.
He did YOLO Turtle Rock without the ice rod, but sadly his problem really from the beginning of the race was that he kept leaving single item spots behind, not even really on purpose, just because the situation turned out like that. For example, he didn't have any bombs in the very beginning in Kakariko, so he couldn't open the back chest in Blind's hut, and he left before he found any more bombs and decided not to come back for a while, so the Power Glove was out of his reach for quite some time.
Speaking of running out of bombs, can I get like, is there a record for casting bombos the most times when you went to have a bomb?
Yeah, we noticed that. You were setting a lot of houses on fire there. Not only your own house, but also like the witch's hut.
Yeah, apparently at some point everyone had it coming and I was just out for blood.
Yeah, quite brutal there. You really used that bombos quite a bit.
I wish I could say more than half of that time was intentional.
It was especially hurtful in Ice Palace when you were already short on magic and had like nothing else but the bombos.
I actually wasn't too worried about it in Ice Palace because I knew there was enough magic drops around that I could grab on the way through that I was probably going to pay.
It was still
The
very
rest
close
of the time
in
it
the
was
end.
dumb.
Yeah, but it did work out for you, thankfully. So
Yeah, I wasn't doing myself any favors, so certainly.
Chrouya also not picking up the. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
tossing a bomb from up above.
Man, I want to see. I'm sure that the Baraso wasn't there.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we can ever find out. But yeah, to get back to your interview, Hippo, guess it was a little bit of a weird seed the way it played out. A little bit trolly. Do you feel it was especially trolly? Did you feel behind a lot, or?
I felt behind the entire time up until I got Ice Rod in at Magic Bat, and I thought, whoa, he might have gone Turtle Rock early, and I might have a shot here. And then I found the mirror early, and thought, oh, he's gonna have a ton of stuff to check looking for this Ice Rod. I think I have this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
It's, I mean, the way the seed turned out, it turned out to be a little bit linear at the start. But I mean, what were your thoughts when you just couldn't find any fire source? I mean, at that point there were like 3 dungeons locked away by a fire source.
Yeah, that was actually probably the worst part of this, is I kept feeling like I was not going in dungeons because I didn't have a fire source, and I was avoiding Mire because of it. Although I probably should have avoided Mire.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting also that the lamp was also blocked by a fire source. It's like, yeah,
right.
Good job, Seed.
And then, of course, nobody really goes into Turtle Rock without a fire rod, and you needed to go into Turtle Rock to get the mirror, and most people would want the mirror to get the purple chest, so you had to save and quit Frog and save and quit chest just to get that going. So that was a bit obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a lot of fun, and then you also had I would call it a pretty trolly Pyramid Fairy with 2 fetch quest items in there.
I wasn't sure if that was going to be my gravestone or if that was my ticket out. I looked at those and said, man, if I'm behind, then this is just going to be like comedic. But
yeah, it was quite crazy when you guys picked out the shovel and the powder from that. Instead of, just giving you the item that you wanted, they'll just add an extra step for no reason.
Hey, that's what chat wants to see, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, at that point, I'm sure you were already, like, your mind was already set to diving into Turtle Rock without the Ice Rod, I assume.
I was going for the Ether Tablet, and then I was going to Turtle Rock if that didn't pan out.
Alright, just quickly, we have Chrouya also finishing up that seed with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 1 second.
Yep, and he immediately posted the comment, nope, not a pedestal seed. So, what we were expecting from the beginning. Interestingly enough, maybe also for you, Hippo, Chrouya started out just clearing pendant dungeons. That's the first 2 dungeons he cleared. And I think he almost cleared out Mire too, but then stopped because he didn't have a light source.
Yeah.
That probably saved him some time on that one then.
The problem is he ended up finishing Misery Mire regardless because he was looking for the Fire Rod, which he just couldn't find until the very, very end. Not the Fire Rod, the Ice Rod.
Yeah. Okay, he's also here for his post-game interview, so I'm gonna drag him in. Give me a second. Hello, Chrouya. GG.
GG,
Hello.
Chrouya.
GG.
Yeah, I don't think it was good.
Yeah.
I routed very poorly in the beginning, so I decided to gamble a lot, and then, well, just hurt me more.
Yeah, it seemed to be a running theme for you, unfortunately, in this whole seed, that you always left one important item behind somewhere and had to come back for it later.
I mean, I was just hoping that the fire rod / ice rod would have been somewhere behind the time I put into doing pendant dungeons.
Mm-hmm.
But that was not the case. I was like, I found the lamp, and I was like, well, I'm committed. I don't know. It's less chance that I'm going to that it will pay off. I would have preferred if the lamp was in Turtle Rock and some rod would have been in Mire instead. In my case, Mire always pays off, and I always go there too late. So I thought I go there earlier. I forgot you need a fire source to get actually through the whole thing in the left side.
Yeah,
That didn't matter anyway.
We can definitely see that. We were also saying like you must have felt. I mean, you basically must have felt really behind basically the entire race. I mean, the two chests that you left at the beginning had both the boots and the glove, and I guess from that point on it was already pretty difficult for you to progress in the game.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I was like, at least I got the flute, so that kind of brings it a little bit back. But I don't know. Probably Hippo would go back or do Eastern first. I don't know. It's a common route, but
I think Hippo actually found the flute fairly late. I think he delayed Eastern until quite a while, so you did have the flute advantage. But yeah, I mean, starting off with just having like, I mean, that bomb that you were missing, that really that was unfortunate.
I'm a gambler at that part. I always gamble that one of the first 15 chests will have bombs, but none had any bombs. And I hope to get a little, like, at least a 20 rupee chest so that I could farm up for bombs. But nope.
Yeah,
I was like, well, I just hope those two chests will not have anything. Oh well, I think I'm already dead.
Yeah, it turned out very unfortunate for you, and then I mean, it doesn't help that basically for a lot of items you were just. It was probably almost the last item that you possibly can check.
Oh, I mean, it was kind of like on purpose, basically. Like I was going to go to far away chests in hope that I would get there earlier and save some time on that.
Yeah.
But
you can definitely see that. Yeah.
I'm apparently the worst at reading version logic 26 seeds. I've been doing very poorly on every single seed so far. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say. I think my execution was okay. It's just my decisions were terrible.
Yeah, sometimes it just plays out like that. I mean, there's nothing really you can do.
Again, it doesn't help also that you didn't have like a fire source or a light source until like it seems like 1.5 hours into the run.
Yeah, I kind of hoped that the fire rod would have been in Turtle Rock instead of the mirror, but
yeah.
Even that couldn't save me. I was thinking about dipping into it early because the items kind of showed the way.
I mean, in the end, the mirror actually hurt you more than it helped you, just because of the fact that you checked so many more mirror locations. Whereas Hippo already, when he found the mirror, he was in go mode, so he didn't have to. He didn't get baited by that mirror. So that's also pretty unfortunate for you, I guess. In that sense.
Yeah, maybe I could have gained some more time if I did the mirror or did the chest as well. But it didn't feel like committing too much into the chest before getting the mirror. I was still lacking so many items, so I thought there was more locations with better chance, better odds, but oh well.
Well, guys, I'm gonna give you the chance to give any last shout outs or words that you might have about the seed. We're already holding up the next race.
Oh, thanks for having us, and GG to my opponent, and good luck next round.
I want more pedestal seeds.
Okay, we'll put this on the request list.
Thanks.
No promises. All right, well, I think that's going to do it from me at the very least. So I'm going to thank my co-commentator Jenya for having a wonderful match here with me and commentating very well.
Thank you very much as well. Definitely enjoyed it, as always.
Yeah, I also want to thank Dustin for keeping track of everything in here. And of course, thanks to the runners, Chrouya and Hippo. Follow these guys. I see that the people already getting ready with the links in chat. Stick around. As I was saying, we are holding up the next race, which is gonna be Gesellschaft versus Cruel, commentated by none other than El Magus, and Genya is staying on apparently. So the
Staying
commentary, the German commentary continues.
Yeah.
All right, I was Herfy Durfy. I hope you had fun. That's going to be it for me, and have a good night. You guys have fun in the next race.
Thank you very much, Harpy. Have a good one.